We head down towards the chicane. Double lock up. We're going to look for the inside of the Williams. Hello everybody and welcome back to the F1 2017 McLaren career mode here on Race Department. Now I do have to just put in there that my game completely lost all of its save data. I accidentally pressed the wrong button and I didn't realise, and I lost the career mode. So I had to redo the first 5 races, but this is what's happening so far. There, as you can see, we're still losing the rivalry, just like we were in the other save. We're losing it by 4. We still have some time to work back on it. Our upgrades, we've mainly focused on the engine upgrades. In fact, we've done 2 on the powertrain now instead of just the 1 that we had in the other career. We've once again done the durability on the top of that R&D tree as well. As we just have a little look at the progress history at the moment, you can see we've done a little bit. As you can also see at the bottom there, some of our race results so far this season, but we'll have a little bit more look in depth on them in a second. First, we're going to have a little look. This is what we've currently done with our power unit. We're on the number 2 for all of our units, and we're still on gearbox number 1. We're going to change everything after Monaco. That's when we're going to do all of our changes around once again. Obviously, the wear's not been that much because I've only done 5 lapped races in order to get to this stage in the career mode in just 1 day. This is what the championship looks like at the moment. We are still sitting 11th in the championship, but Lewis Hamilton leads this time instead of Raikkonen. Vettel is in 2nd. In fact, Raikkonen is down in 4th behind Bottas, both of them quite far behind the leaders. Constructors, and we are in 7th instead of 9th. 8th, I believe, in the championship. We've got Renault and Toro Rosso behind us. This is currently what we've had so far this season. A 13th in Australia, a 10th in China is what we did in the first time, 11th at Bahrain, 9th at Russia, which we got in the first career mode, and a DNF in Spain. So basically Bahrain and Spain switched around. We had a couple of improvements in our positions, but not too much. But on to the practice session now then, and we are doing some of the R&D programs. I've only done 1 R&D practice proper session so far, and that was Australia. All the other R&D points have just come from racing, so this is going to be our first big haul of points to do upgrades to our car since the start of the season. So we're just finishing off the track acclimatization, getting the purple score there in the first practice session. Big step of oversteers, we've done number 1. We then went and did the tyre wear test. It took me a couple of laps, but we got low tyre wear, absolutely perfect through that. And then we also did the fuel saving. However, no matter how hard I tried, I could not get it into the purple. I could only get it into the green. So we ended on practice number 1 there, and I went straight to the R&D screen. And I started to have a real look at all of the different powertrain upgrades and see which one would have been the best for us to do. And I think for now, doing the cylinder head, is probably the best one for us. That's what I did, and it will also give us a few upgrades here and there. This is a little bit of a glitch that we saw in practice 1 as well, with 2 of the drivers. This time, 3 of the drivers did a under 20-second lap time, which is, I think, not correct. But heading into qualifying then, and I was looking hopeful. I thought that I could beat a few of the teams because we were running a faster than Alonso in practice 3 in the qualifying pace test until he did that really weird 20-second lap time. So hoping that we can do well here on our first proper flying lap of Monaco that I've done in an F1 game since 2014. 3 years ago was the last time I actually did a flying lap of Monaco. It's going to be interesting to see what I can do, definitely with simulation damage. Going through the hairpin really quickly there. I was really happy how fast I get through the hairpin compared to the AI. Now under the tunnel, what I love about this 2017 goes, when you're underneath that tunnel, the radio is crackling, and I never knew that it did that until the formation lap, which was he started talking to me underneath the tunnel when the radio was crackling. It was so cool. Through the chicane though, very fast indeed, pushing to the absolute limits here now through the final 2 chicanes, getting right over the airfield. You really exploit that track limit, which I know is really bad to do, but I did it anyway. Coming through the final 2 corners, I'm pushing right to the edge, and then we're going to come across a line. A 1:13 flat is Hamilton time. We put in a 1:14.32, and I think that's a very confident lap time to finish the session on.
Motor racing has come a long way since the first Grand Prix of the early 20th century. We have faster cars, bigger circuits, highly trained drivers who've dedicated their lives to racing. But still, we return here. Still, it remains the most desired victory in Formula One. Still, we race the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. And Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are three big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Massa, Stroll, Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, Kvyat, Perez, Romain Grosjean and Ocon, Palmer and a McLaren, Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso, Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So I say not a bad starting position actually, 16th there at the Monaco Grand Prix, but the issue is going to be this lovely weather that we've been given, we've been blessed with for this race. Now, we have had one wet race, of course, and that was at Russia, but at least we had some practice in P1 for the first practice session with the wet weather conditions. However, with the Monaco race, it's my first Grand Prix of Monaco in 3 years. It's the first one on the game. Technically, in this career mode, it's our first ever Monaco Grand Prix. And it's going to be raining. No practice in the wet weather at all here. It's going to be difficult, but the engines are starting to rev here. The lights are going up. We've got 5 red lights, and they are going to be down very shortly. There they go. They're down. That was a very long hold. We're going to hope for a good start. It's not a bad start, actually. We've kept up the cars on front, got very close. We're going to move to the right-hand side of the circuit. Very close to the rear end of Palmer there. Continue to stay on the inside. Now we're side by side with Perez. We're going to be able to get past Force India on the exit turn number 1, and on the exit turn number 1, we're up to P number 12. We're up 4 positions into turn 1. All the AI, including ourselves, doing some really weird lines through the long left-hander. And in fact, I had to swerve back out to the right to avoid Kvyat just in front of me. Grosjean is able to get past Perez behind us as well. There was a little bit of a knock between our tyres with ourselves and Perez, but we hold on to P number 12, not affected by that. A couple of cars going side by side in front of us. That's not always the best things to do, and it slowed up the hairpin completely. In fact, yellow flags have come out to stop people from overtaking on this opening lap in the end. Coming out of the first section of the course, and this is really where my favourite overtaking location of the practice session was, which was on the exit of the chicane, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more moves in the race. Double lockup going into the chicane, very close to the rear end of the Toro Rosso. We're going to get some oversteer on the exit, move to the left, look to the inside of Kvyat, back out though. We're not going to be alongside to do that move, so back out, avoid contact and continue racing. It's only the opening lap, of course. We have 38 other laps to get past. In fact, it's just the next lap that we do once again attempt to move past Kvyat. We close up into the chicane once more, not a double lock up this time. We move to the right, but switch over to the left. Don't think Kvyat saw that coming, and we are through up the position. Now to P number 11, and just outside of the points, which would be an amazing place to finish here at Monte Carlo. On to lap number 3 then, we're behind Kevin Magnussen of the Haas, as we're moved up to P10 because a Williams pitted on the end of lap number 2. I believe it was Felipe Massa, so we've gone up into the points position now and looking to get past Magnussen. A little bit of a tap through that hairpin there, sort of forced him off the racing line. Might be able to get through up the inside here. can't quite do it. We remain behind Magnussen at the moment as we come under the tunnel. A little bit of oversteer on the exit, just wobbling that wheel ever so slightly. Under the tunnel it's completely dry, so his tyres won't like that. But the moment they come out, it is soaking wet. And another quick double lockup from the two front tyres. We try our hardest to get to the right hand side of the house. We slide to the left. We're going to look on the inside of Magnussen, but once again, a bit like that first attempt on Kvyat, we're going to have to back out. We're not going to be able to make the move there. A little bit of oversteer through the swimming pool section. The next lap then, in the same location, we're behind Magnussen. We weren't able to get through on the exit of the first chicane, but we're going to try through the exit of the final chicane. Move to the left-hand side. We're squeezed out. A little bit of contact with the Haas car. On the left-hand side, we're going to be squeezed so close to the wall. We're able to hold it. We back off on a little bit, but we're still able to get through, and we're going to be able to squeeze out past the Haas car. We're up into P number 9. However, we do have some slight damage to our front wing. It's been ever so slightly knocked with that contact with Magnussen into the final turn. Now, I did brake a little bit earlier purely because I wanted to back out of the move. I didn't want to go for it. But Magnussen left the opening for us, so we decided to go for it in the end. On to lap number 6, and we are behind Nico Hulkenberg in the Renault, and we're going to move to the left, and again on the exit chicane we get a much better run than the AI. We're able to move up the order, a little bit of the tap at the outside wall, but the damage is already there, meant we don't lose too much time. We're now behind Lance Stroll, and this is a battle for P number 7. This continues on to the next lap, where we'll be hoping to make an identical move as we head down towards the chicane. Double lockup. We're going to look for the inside of the Williams. I don't think that was intentional. The left-hand wheel of the Williams also locks up. I don't know whether it was a double lockup or not for him. We move to the left. I just want to make this move done. We back out, but he leaves the room. There's a little bit of contact with his rear left tyre. We've damaged our front wing. We're still side by side into the swimming pool section. A little bit of more contact. We're forced on the outside. I have to cut the corner. Nothing I can do. I get a warning for it. The Williams moves out, and I'm just going to take it as it comes. I've been warned for corner cutting, but I had nowhere to do. I could not turn into that corner. On to lap number 10 then, and we're coming through the final few corners. I put it down to neutral, we ran wide, and that's heavy damage on the front left of the wing. So we're going to pit early. But pitting this early means we're going to probably have to do a 2-stopped race here at Monte Carlo. So we're going to have to come out of the pits now. We're going to come out of pits in dead last from 7th to 20th, repairing our front wing, putting on a new set of intermediate tyres. We're out on lap number 11. We're definitely going to have to do a second stop, so we are still racing in this. Just takes us until the halfway through the lap, in fact, to catch back up to this battle. We move to the inside of Massa. I was just going for it. I'm not backing out now. We can't lose any time if we want to get some points in this race. We send it up the inside of Massa. We go through. We're now on the rear end of the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. We move to the left-hand side. We're going to stay there. A little bit of oversteer, and we get the move on the outside. There's a little bit of contact through the penultimate corner. Down to the final corner, we'll be able to hold it, a little bit of oversteer, and be able to get the move past Ericsson, and now Pascal Wehrlein is the next driver in our sights, just ahead as we go on to lap number 12, sending it into turn number 1. The 3 cars ahead of us rather slow there. Get a bit of oversteer on the exit turn number 1. We move to the left-hand side of Wehrlein. Can't be able to do it at the moment. He taps the barrier. They're side by side in front as well, and that is between I'm not too sure. I think that's a Toro Rosso and Alonso. We move to the right side of Wehrlein. We're able to get through, sneak it through into Casino. And we are up to speed number 17 now behind Fernando Alonso. And yes, that is a Toro Rosso in front. That is in fact Carlos Sainz. Into the hairpin though, the 2 cars in front very slowly indeed. You can tell the speed difference that we can have compared to our qualifying lap. Of course, Arena's going to do something about that as well. We go send it up the inside of our teammate Alonso, trying to be ultra careful that we don't hit him and there's no contact, and we are through up into P16, which is obviously where we qualified, but we still have another 9 positions to gain to get back to where we were before our unforeseen pit stop that we unfortunately had to do. So we're still on the same pit chassis as all of these guys. Every single other driver on this circuit still has 1 more stop to go. And so we're actually technically battling with these people. We aren't just getting held up. So we're going to have to try and find our way past Sainz. We're still behind here going into the final few corners. I'm not too sure where we're going to be able to make a move. Into the final corner, we dive up the inside of the Toro Rosso. Like I say, we're not hanging about. We want to gain up to the cars in front. We're through past the machine of the Toro Rosso Carlos Sainz, and we're into turn number 1 up to P number 15. We're now behind Esteban Ocon in the Force India, looking for P14. This train, in fact, goes up to a P10, so we dive up the inside of Ocon, exactly where we've been able to make the move all race so far. Going into that corner past Alonso, past Ocon. Hopefully we'll be able to do some more moves later on into the race. We do a big switch back now on Palmer. I think he was going to go defensive. We take advantage of the inside of that corner where you can really exploit track limits, and we're able to get through. And I don't know what Palmer was trying to do on the exit of the corner, because he started to go really weird. Later on, though, on lap number 16, we're behind Sergio Perez. We'll be able to dive up the inside like we did Alonso and his teammate Ocon. Yes, we do. We're a little bit further back that time, but we've been able to get the superior traction on these intermediates. And we're now up to P number 12. We're only 2 positions away from being in a points finish. We're now behind Grosjean, and coming through Casino, we have a little bit of oversteer. We're going to look for the inside of Grosjean now. I've been backing out of moves here so far this race, because I know that you can't normally hold it on the inside, because they can get back up the inside into hairpin. However, this time didn't work out like that. Sitting behind Kvyat then, are we going to be able to go up the inside once more through here and make it into a top 10, much further back than we've currently made a move from. We're able to do up the inside of Kvyat, and we're now back into a top 10. And we've been able to move from P20 to P10 in this race so far. Oh, we've hit the wall! We've hit the wall and we've gone around, and we're going to lose a lot of time with that. We're going to get back straight though, going to cut the corner, and we're going to get a 3-second time penalty because of the way that we had to correct ourselves. But we had to cut the corner, and that meant that we've got a 3-second time penalty. No longer have we got to gain back up to 7th, which we're currently sitting in because other people have done their mandatory stops. We've just lopped off more of our front wing. Here on lap number 22, we're going to be doing a mandatory stop in another stop in 2 more laps, but because of that lopping off the front wing, I decided to come in just the next lap on lap 23. A lap earlier than we were expecting, but that's our second and hopefully final stop. We're behind Magnussen now, looking for P number 9. This is on our out lap, so our tyres aren't up to temperature, but we're able to get up the inside of the house, back into a battle now. And this is a battle for P number 8 because we've got Stroll in front of us. Hulkenberg has been able to pull away in P number 7 in the Renault, and hoping that we'll be able to catch him down. Sebastian Vettel puts in the fast lap of the race. Again, we lock up as we go to get past Stroll, but we don't got the inside through the chicane this time. Going to go for it on the exit, and we have made that move through. We're going to be able to hold it on Stroll. He's still on our outside, in fact. We have to leave him just a little bit of room. He's not able to hold it on the outside, but up to P number 8. Now we're 5 seconds behind Nico Hulkenberg. It takes us a few laps. In fact, I think that took us about 3 laps to catch up to Hulkenberg. So we're now coming through the hairpin right behind. We might be able to make a move through the right hand on Hulkenberg. No, the safety car is out, and I'm not going to lie, Valtteri Bottas out of that race there. The Valtteri Bottas out of the race. What I was going to say, I'm not going to lie about the fact that my heart actually stopped when the safety car came out because of how close I was to Hulkenberg. I slammed on the brakes to not hit the back of him. This is an issue, though, that I saw. One of the many issues that I saw. Monaco's a thin circuit, so trying to get past the safety car was hard. And then he turned into me as I moved to the right-hand side to get past him, which was very annoying. Another issue is the safety car speed is pretty much racing speed, and we weren't able to catch up. It was stupidly fast, and we weren't able to catch up to the safety car by the time it came in. We went green through the tunnel. So from what we could have had a battle for P number 5, it's instead turned to a battle for P number 6 with Hulkenberg. Through the chicane, though, we're going to look for a way past on the exit of the chicane. We're going to move to the inside on the Renault. We're going to have that inside line, and we're going to be able to make the move through. We're now up to P number 6, the back marker in front of us. We were able to get through quite nice and easy, but we've locked up, double lock up. We're going to cut the chicane again, and it's another penalty. And it's another 3-second penalty. We've now got a 6-second penalty to hold over the cars behind, but what gets worse, it gets even worse. Because we just locked off a lot of our front wing, and we're going to have to pit for that. 5 laps to go. We're going to have to pit in from P number 6. We've got a 6-second time penalty alongside that as well. We dive into the pit lane, and we're going to have to change that front wing, put on a new set of boots. Unfortunately, we dropped down to P number 10. Fortunately, though, that Hamilton crosses the line to win, and Palmer is not going to be on the lead lap, which no matter what, we are going to take 10th position. There you go. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line to win the race here at Monaco from pole position. And we are going to come across the line to finish in P number 10. It's still points at Monaco after a 3-stop strategy and a lot of damage from P16 on the grid. What a race, though. What a race.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Today I'm going to give it to the McLaren driver. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
Like I say, though, absolutely amazing that we were able to get 10th. Bearing in mind we stopped 3 times and the safety car did not help us out at all. Our rivalry update, we're still losing it. We are still losing it. Alonso actually retired that race, which I'm amazed about. After Bottas's retirement, there were 2 more retirements under the safety car, which was so confusing. They came out all in quick succession. So Alonso did retire, which means we do move up a little bit further on him in our team's eyes as well. So hopefully we'll be able to become #1 driver by the midpoint in this season. As actually we go and have a little bit of a look at R&D, I believe that's what I do right now. Yes, I do. No, we were going to do our vehicle management. That's what we're going to do. Engines. We're moving all of the engines now. So we're going to go on to the 2nd gearbox of the season. In our power unit, we are also going to be going to the 3rd component in all of the units. So we're going to have a completely fresh engine for Canada, which would be great because of how long straights there are, the fast swooping chicanes. We really need a fast engine, and I mean McLaren's not a very fast engine, but a fresh engine will definitely help. We've got upgrades coming for Azerbaijan. I still can't say that name. Anyway, upgrades coming from Azerbaijan. So Canada, we're going to have to deal without that additional upgrade. It's only a minor one at the moment, but with the R&D sessions from Canada, hopefully, once we go towards Azerbaijan, we'll be able to upgrade our engine even further for the 2nd half of the season. However, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope it's been thrilling, and I'll see you next time.